engineering officer and worked for 3 years. During this, he felt joy in teaching the message of Gita to children and youth who had gone astray. So he left his job, just imagine, marine engineering, left his job and joined ISKCON Miraroad. He is also visiting professor at MS University, also conducts seminars on personality development topics, educational and corporate sectors. This is like, quite past history. But more than that, his sole concern is to inculcate the moral and spiritual values enunciated in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita to the children and youth. His life is dedicated to teaching children and youth. At present, he's the president of ISKCON Miraroad. But as I said, first he came as a brahmachari and now he has taken the sannyas ashram. And it was his instruction that we should invite the teachers of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel School for having lunch prasadam at ISKCON Miraroad. So carrying forward his instruction, we requested Madam that all of you could come. So now I will no more take my time and request Maharaj to speak. The principal is on her way. Suddenly some meeting came also.
तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप तथा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरौ श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं हरिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। So welcome all of you to this temple. I hope you had the darshan. Afterwards. Okay. How many of you are coming for the first time to this temple? First time. Okay. So a special welcome for you. First time to this temple. So you're from Kandiviri, Sardar Vallabhbhai, like this. Miraroad. Miraroad. Miraroad SGP. Now, the biggest problem in this world is that we are not getting proper education. You may say, no, we are giving the best education. We have very good children. We are getting, many children get 90 plus marks. Many of our children, they go to IIT. Many of our children, they are state rankers. But unfortunately, in spite of all the so-called education, we know that character and values are going down. You just cannot imagine when you went to school, how was your attitude towards your teachers? When you went to school, what was the culture in the school, in the classroom? Do you have the same thing now? When we went to schools, we still remember that when the teacher is not there in the classroom, there will be a lot of noise, shouting, fighting, all these things. The moment one of the students said, "Hey teacher, hurry," everybody. But does it happen anymore in the schools now? Half the time goes in making them keep quiet, silent, and shut up. You may say it is because of the children are not good. It is not like that. It is because of the circumstance. They have a lot of problems in their house. Lot of family issues. Parents fighting, financial issues, and not getting proper food in their house. The parents' love is not there. They're exposed to all kinds of things in the internet. They're psychologically so disturbed when they come to the school. And that is a situation. And in that situation, what teaching you can do? What values you can expect out of them? I am saying all these things because earlier there was a responsibility of teaching shared by the parents and the teachers. The teachers had only one responsibility, that is to just teach the subject. And the moral values and other things were taken care by the parents. But now, most of the parents, they send their children to the school because they want to get rid of them. At least for a few hours, I can be peaceful. It's a fact. So once I met a family and I just told them, why don't you homeschool your daughter? The husband was very happy, yes, because the situation outside is not so good for a teenage girl. So let us homeschool. The wife told, no way. That the only time I'm peaceful is when she goes to the school. So at least she should have told that no, I cannot teach. I want my child to go to the school, they can learn, they have got some friends. So the first thing which came out of her mouth is, the only time I'm peaceful is when she is in the school. That means I can sleep, I can do my work, I can do my cooking, I can do my once she comes, now she creates a mess in our house and fed up and frustrated. So just see the attitude of the parents. Now, why I am saying all these things is because being a teacher, now you have double responsibility. Actually, frankly speaking, you all know very well. There is no use of any academics what you teach to them. So what is the use? Tell me. They study all the entire history. Is there any use of it in their life? No. And mathematics, we know very well. If somebody has the mathematical brain, even though you don't teach much, that your students will become. It is not that you taught, that is why they learn mathematics. It is this academics is something like this. It is like food. Everybody has different capacity. Somebody can eat 4 chapatis, somebody can eat 6 chapatis and digest. Somebody can only eat 2 chapatis, still not digest. So academics is like that. Even if you put 10 chapatis in somebody's stomach, it all depends on how much that person can digest. And that is already fixed. As a teacher, you should know this thing. It is not that a child who has no much capacity of academics, even if you try to drill it, that person will vomit or become indigested, get frustrated. Everybody has their own capacity. Now there is a lot of difference between academics and education. Now when a teacher thinks academics itself is education, the teacher will be frustrated and the student is also frustrated, and ultimately what you bring out of your schools is only frustrated batch. A batch of frustrated students. Once they pass out the 10th standard, the exams of 10th standard are held early. Now, between that time, that period of the exams are over, 10th standard exams get over, and they join the junior college or the 11th standard, the time gap is around 2 or 3 months. And those 3 months or 2 months, that is the time when they take up all kinds of bad habits. Because they want to vent out their frustration which they experienced. Because they thought, now my education is over because my academics are over. So somehow, if you can take an extra energy from your consciousness, from your mind, from your thought process, and see education as overall instead of just some academics, I'm telling you, you will be very happy, the students will be very happy, and they'll pass out in a very happy way. So for that, you have to take some time out of your class, though it may not be within your syllabus or academics. You talk about values. Because the parents, they have not given up on this. Because of city life, both have to go to work, and they themselves have their interpersonal problems, and there are no grandmothers anymore in the house. There are no grandfathers anymore in the house. So when the child comes to your school, the child has a different demand, and you are giving something else. No child comes to learn the academics. So their requirement is something else. Their requirement is more emotional. Their requirement is more of a social, emotional needs. And that has to be given. If you give them those things, they will digest the academics better than what you try to give. If you put 10 chapatis in the mouth and drill them into it, do you think the child will be able to digest? No. If you just tell some stories, to go on telling some story and leave the chapatis in front of the child and he eats on its own, he eats more chapatis and still able to digest. So there is an extra effort and extra responsibility as a teacher as the days are going by. So now what you're supposed to do in the school is already defined by your headmistress or principal or manager, that is the syllabus, is the lesson plan. All fine, do it. You should do it. But if you can take out about 10 minutes per period every day, that no principal will stop it. And then talk some life experiences. Talk some values which are not in the syllabus. I am sure the students will love you. Because there is nobody who is loving them. The moment they go to their house, the parents are demanding, you got so many less marks, that only this marks you got, what is this going on? Every child is measured according to the number of marks they get. Just imagine the kind of frustration the child would have. Naturally, every child is not as intelligent, has the capacity for that kind of academics. So, you take out 10 minutes per period, whatever you have, talk to them, be a friend. We know the situation has been so degraded that there is no even genuine friendship anymore. There is no culture of friendship. When we were in school, we had genuine friends. We used to talk. And we used to even go to any extent to help the other friend, any time. But now, these days, the relationships are so short-lived. It is only to tease the other person. 4 or 5 students, they get together, when they talk, what happens among them? They make one person as a scapegoat and then insult him, scold him, make fun of him to such an extent he would cry. He developed vengeance. And then he makes a group with someone and they try to do that. This is what is going on. Because exposure to the internet, exposure to the world, their mind is so disturbed. So they are seeking out a genuine friend. So who is going to fill up the gap of having a genuine friend? It is a teacher. So this is the extra responsibility you have as being teacher in the current generation, the past 5-10 years. Whenever I address the school teachers, I always talk about it. Now everybody requires a friend. The moment the children are 4th or 5th standard and above, you need to be their friend. Have a personal rapport with them. They would speak out so many things which they would not even speak out to their mother. When they are friends to you, when they start loving you, I am telling you, they will do whatever you want. That's the crux of being a teacher these days. So every 10 minutes, tell one story, tell your life experience. Not as a teacher, as a friend. I still remember in my school, we had one social studies teacher. And she would just come, open the book, Babar, Akbar, Uman, you read the entire thing. He put trees, he made roads. Other thing, everything is common. This king, he built trees. He built road. This person, he made trees. Everything everywhere, so frustrating. Just go on reading. She used to read, attendance and go. It so happened that she got married and then she left the school. Then what happened? Another teacher was appointed. And this teacher, welcome, please come. She was, she came to the classroom, she was quite new, just passed out from college and then joined our school. We were in the 8th standard, I suppose. And she was quite short and looking like another student only. So when she came, everybody thought, who is she? And everybody thought she's a new admission with a sari. Everybody thought like that. She was wearing sari and then she came to the school. And the principal came and introduced, she is your new teacher. Everybody started laughing. Just imagine, somebody was a little short and just passed out from degree and college and coming to your school as a new teacher. To that extent, the principal started laughing. So just imagine what an embarrassing situation. But still, she was also laughing. First time, your friend said, hey, in spite of me embarrassing her so much, she is also laughing. So he got very much attracted to the personality and how she managed the entire situation. Then the principal, she left and then she started. Though the principal told I'm a teacher, she started saying that I am not your teacher. I'm also a student, I'm a friend, I'm your friend. Oh, then you should see that the first time we experienced some teacher telling that, I'm not your teacher, I'm a friend. Because we have a concept of a teacher means one who comes to the scale and starts beating. And at that time it used to happen a lot. That not a single day went without a teacher beating me. Not a single day went. Some teachers would bring the scale and start beating and the scale would break and they should take another scale for the student and that would break. So this time we were so happy that we have a teacher, a friend. Then we asked, what are you going to teach today? She said, I'm not going to teach any textbook today. I'm going to tell some stories. But she became a very good, she was a very good storyteller. Went on telling one story of the other story, some stories here and there. Sometimes she used to tell them some story of a movie which she watched. Because in Andhra Pradesh, in Andhra Telugu people, they are very much into movies. They see a lot of movies. So she told one story of some movie which she saw. And we thought, oh, very wonderful. Next day, same stories, no class at all. After 3-4 days, the next week, then she told that I'll tell you stories, I'll tell you these things only on one condition. So what is that condition? She told, accepted it. What a condition is it? She told that in the textbook what you have, all of you have a textbook? We have a textbook, a history textbook. And she told that each one of you should make 5 questions per paragraph and bring. 5 questions per paragraph. I told her, what kind of teacher is he? Teacher is supposed to ask questions and she is asking us to make questions. Something interesting. And she told, tomorrow when you come, you make 5 questions per paragraph and you ask me the questions. Something interesting. We thought it is very easy. Very easy. What is there to ask questions? But later on we understood it's very tough. Throughout the entire year, she never taught the textbook at all. Some stories, talking to him, talking to us, come and then say, you tell one story, have you seen this picture or what? That is the only thing. Went on. Can you sing this song or what? Some songs, some devotional, some not devotional. The whole class went on, but somehow she made us learn the entire textbook. And nobody got less than 90 marks. Nobody got it. And she was just a graduate. And it was very tough for us because every day you had to read the book now. It is not that we have a question and we are trying to find the answer and mug up the answer, and we have to make the question and we have to ask. And she made a rule that whatever questions you make, that will come in the exam. Only those questions. The question paper is also out. The question paper is also out. And the answers also we only made. Though she had a unique way of teaching, more importantly, she had the relationship with the students. One child, one of the students, classmate, he had fever. He used to stay next to our house only. The mother told me that you go to the school, that you tell the teacher that my son is sick. Some small letter she gave. And what happened? The mother brought the child exactly time of the period when the teacher's period starts. 11 o'clock. Because the child, no, my teacher's class is starting, I have to go. At least one class I'll attend and come. Just see. It is all because the rapport which the teacher has developed towards the student. Actually, this concept is not new. This is there in our scriptures. We heard about this Guru Bhakti. It's love towards your Guru. And the Guru's love towards the students. That is what it makes you teach, the Guru teach. That is what it makes a student learn. So somehow, because of the Western influence over the concept of education, we have made it very dry. So dry that the moment the school bell rings, you can see the scene. Once I was there in one of the schools in Bandar. I was standing on the 4th floor. It was a college, ground floor of the school. The school bell rang, and then the students, they are running out of the classroom like the steam comes out of the pressure cooker. So happy that we come out of this hell. The classrooms have become pressure cooker. Just somehow having to get out of it. Why? Just because there is no. We made this teaching and learning as a profession. But it is not a profession. You think it is a profession, but it is not. It is relationship. Like for example, somebody comes to your house to fix up the AC or fix up plumbing. He fixes it up, takes the money and goes. You don't bother who comes, who did, because that person's character is not a consideration. His expertise is a consideration. So some plumber came and then he did the job nicely and went. Are you bothered whether he's a drunkard or a smoker or a womanizer? You're not bothered about it. You're only bothered about whether he's going to do the job properly or not. That's all. If he does the job properly, he does the job, take the money and go. When it comes to teacher, even though the teacher has the skill of teaching, has lot of knowledge, but the talk among the students is the teacher kaisi. They will not talk about whether she is good in teaching, how much knowledge she has, what degree she has got. And they will say, she is a very good teacher. Not because she is a good teacher, because she is a good person. That's the point. She is friendly. She is caring. Or he is caring. Right thing? So it is not a profession then. Because your personality has having more weightage than your skill. So it is not teaching skills. It is the teacher who is who has the value. You may say, this student is not studying, is very weak in maths. Very weak in maths. Okay, definitely somebody will be weak in maths. But I don't know how strong he'll become in mathematics. That is a different thing. But definitely he loves mathematics provided he loves the mathematics teacher. If there is love for the teacher, there is love for the subject. So these the teaching skills are secondary. The personality is primary. Now when I say personality, doesn't mean the external features of how good we look or how what kind of dress we are wearing, all these things. This is not the point. When I say personality, it means how much you are loving and how much you are caring. A small boy, now his mother may be illiterate, but still he loves the mother. Take the same thing here. One teacher may not be very knowledgeable, may not be very impressive, but if she loves and the students love, then you find there is education. I forgot to mention that teacher, the social studies teacher who joined our school, she had no idea about social studies. She is a graduate of mathematics, and there was a vacancy for a social studies teacher. That is why she joined.
And that may be one of the reasons he's not teaching the textbook. So that is why in the Vedic system, there was no uh, this subject, this teacher, this subject, this teacher. There was only teacher, that's all. There was no subject by a teacher. There was teachers, that's all. Because there's more focus on the values. When there's focus on values, if there's a culture of love, culture of trust, culture of affection, caring, friendship, naturally the child will select whatever he has to study and then study nicely. There are about 25 dishes, then there is a culture of love and affection. The child will eat whatever he likes. The same way the child will study whatever he or she wants to study. Leave it, no problem. But the excessive focus on academics and thinking that if I completed the syllabus, I completed my teaching, that's my job is over, school's job is over, then you will be getting all those big banners, this girl 98%, this boy this percent, that percent, and the school made the money and they all are passed out over. But there will be dissatisfaction in your heart. Like when you cook something and the family members, they ate yes, but there is no relishment. You are also not very happy for it. But if you are able to produce happy children, when they pass out from the 10th standard, or you are only a teacher for the 7th standard, they pass out from the 8th standard, you are no more a teacher for them, but still they remember you. Because you are given that the values. Values are nourished only based on the culture of love and care. They cannot be nourished under a culture of fear. Now, if at all the values are being inculcated these days, if some wants to do damage control, they create fear. Hey, if you don't do this, you're going to be bad. Remove to the school, bad at this. It doesn't happen. It increases their frustration and enmity towards the teacher and the culture itself. So I request all of you, you all come here to the shelter of Shri Radha Giridharini. The whole purpose of International Society for Krishna Consciousness is to bring a change in the consciousness of the children so that the face of the world will change. Srila Prabhupada, the founder of Charya for this International Society for Krishna Consciousness, ISKCON, he writes in one of the purports to the Bhagavatam, in his book he writes that any 5-year-old boy or a child can be taught values. And by teaching them, the face of the world will change. He was so much determined. He had so much of faith that if the children are taught these values, cultural values, then naturally the whole world will change. You don't have to do anything else, just the whole world will change. So you have the responsibility. How much those who are connected to a temple, how much they can do. So your responsibility. You are born in this land of Bharata. Land of Bharata. You know very well what are values, what is culture. You need not be taught because you are born in this land. The very birth in this land makes us have some value systems in our consciousness. So when you go to the school, don't just go to the school as a professional thing, somehow I have to do and yes, this learn kind of do that and I have to teach attendance, do some, give them workbook and correct this thing that has to do. Just don't go with this attitude. These things will happen. Go with an attitude that I am meeting few children who really lacks a friend. You are going to meet those friends and influence their lives by being a friend, that's all. I'm telling you, snake charmer charms the snake by music. You may say, these children, they are idiots, they are ruffians, they are that and that. But just take one step ahead and be their friend. I'm telling you, they are all snakes, they are all devils, they are all ghosts. But they will change. Because what is lacking is genuine love and concern, which earlier parents used to give. Take it in writing. It's not there. 90% of the houses. Yes, mess. Yes. Husband-wife quarrel, relationship, fights. It's a crazy place. The houses have become a crazy place. 90%. You don't know that. So the children tell you. Now they are looking for a genuine friend. So I stop here. Any questions, please?
Any questions?
Yeah, you're free.
Yeah. कोई प्रश्न है? So when the teachers they join the school, they have a lot of enthusiasm and interviews and all. But when they actually deliver the sessions, they are completely into this completion of portion and all. So time and again it is reinforced by their own self and by the other heads. Still that to survive that love, to survive that, what the learner's outcome, if you can share some more skills and all, so it can reinforce the teachers.
Very good. That is why I told take 10 minutes, 15 minutes in maximum, 10 to 15 minutes per class. See, syllabus, it is, you have, for example, 4 children. Do all the 4 children eat the same number of chapatis? No. Isn't it? So they will eat according to their capacity. The problem with the syllabus in the academics is that you want all the children to eat the same number of chapatis. Which is not. That is the reason I told initially, syllabus, academics has to be done. But that is not primary. That is only to show on paper, that's all. As teachers, they know very well how to cover 2 sessions in one session. They know it. As much as the students are intelligent, the teachers are also intelligent. As much as the students are intelligent in fooling the teacher also very intelligent in fooling the manager. So, let's keep aside. That is why I requested what? 10 minutes, maximum 15 minutes. Don't talk about the syllabus at all. Talk about some life experience. Tell some lies also, some stories which are lies also, which give some values to them. Or ask them to speak, tell one story of your experience. Tell some, ask them, yeah. Let them vomit out, vent out. Just take these 10 minutes. If you do every session like this, just 10 minutes per session, you forget about academics for 10 minutes every session. Just talk about life. That's all. Ask somebody to sing one song. That makes a lot of difference. Even in academics, it becomes a lot of difference. So, skills are meant for livelihood. Values are meant for life. So, whenever I meet some administrators, they always talk about skills. Skills are okay, we will talk about it also sometime else. But without values, without life, what is use of livelihood?
Absolutely.
Like one of our teachers in engineering college. See, in engineering, there is one subject called. We had this. What is it? Thermodynamics. Very difficult. First year thermodynamics is very difficult. So it's big book. And it was so boring, we did not understand what he's speaking, many of them. So then the professor, this week, I still remember him, Professor this week. He told that, see, I am teaching all these things, not because you are going to learn. And these things are of no use for you very years. I am just teaching because you note down all these things, this is what is going to come in the exam. We are so happy, okay, you know. He was also the autonomous college. And then what happened? He just made some. And then he asked each one of us, why you want to be marine engineer? Why you want to be? Everybody spoke for a few minutes. It went on for a few weeks because once 3 hours class was there. And by the end of the semester, there were examinations. Then he told, you see, this is the questions which are going to come. So you answer them nicely. I am going to pass all of you. I am going to pass all of you. Then I asked him one question. That you have reviewed the question paper. Then what kind of examination is this? Then he told that I have not come to examine you. I have come to teach you. I want you to learn. If I don't tell these are the things which are going to come in the examination, none of you are going to learn. So we are not here to examine the students. We are here to teach and we have to make them learn. If you give them 10 questions and say among these 10, 5 are going to come, you know how happy the students become? Huh? And I'm telling you, there will be more learning by this process. I'm just telling you a skill.
Yeah.
So you should. These are the techniques which can be used. And by the way, the children will also become happy. And you're also happy because you have changed the attitude of yours. That you don't want to examine them. You want to teach them. And you want them to learn. This is one technique which I gave. So having quizzes. Hardly quizzes are happening these days in schools. Hardly. During our time, some few teachers were so expert in the quizzes. We had quiz between the boys and the girls, and for that we had to study one chapter. That's all. Only one chapter. Study and come, and the questions will be from that particular chapter. And the science teacher, in the science textbook, she would ask grammar. And then because there is some subtle competition between the teachers, the English teacher and science teacher. And then the student would say, oh, this the grammar teacher did not teach us. And they would tell the grammar teacher saying that our science teacher taught us grammar. So the dynamics were more personal. It was not just syllabus. Not just. It can be done. You just have to change your attitude. See, if the management creates pressure and fear on the teachers, and they create transfer to the students, and they transfer to the parents, and the parents transfer back to the management in the PTA. So it's the circle of transfer of pressure and fear.
It goes on.
So they should, if you are the management is allowed the teachers, you do something you want them to learn. You have your own. See, these SOPs will not work in 3 areas: Siksha, Chikitsa, Nyaya. Shiksha means education. Chikitsa means Nyaya means justice. In the Vedic system, these 3 are the topmost priority for any king. In a king, these are 3 topmost priorities of any society. Because you want what? Good education, and you require good health, and because we live in a society, we want justice. If these 3 things are taken care of, that society is sane, otherwise they are insane. Now you find these 3 things are the most corrupted. Yes. So and why it is corrupted? Because there are SOPs in them. In the corporate you can have SOPs, but don't bring that in because it is personal. One doctor told me, once I went to a doctor, then he told me this test. I told, I went to my doctors right from childhood, sometimes, not because I had some problem. They used to have stethoscope, they used to test that thing, check the pulse. They used to ask us to put the expectations and put the things, and they would make you take medicine. But now you are not done anything, you just bring it. He says this is SOP. Because these SOPs, they remove the personal touch. Because every student is different, every teacher is different. And these SOPs don't give the leader. So you can have SOPs for administration. Very good. But don't have SOPs for teaching. And the worst thing is the lesson plan. We never had any lesson plan during our time. And the teacher is fed up with filling the lesson plan. They're so happy about it. Just by hearing. They are thinking how he knows my problem. Okay, no. So when I'm just speaking out your problem, their problem in front of the management, just imagine how happy they are. Just imagine when the students, when you speak about the student's problem in front of everybody, and that means the teacher the student feels that no, he's understanding a problem. So they are definitely some inadequate, isn't it? So just because some other school is doing, we don't have to do that.
True.
Every school is independent, it should have a flavor. Every teacher should have a flavor. That gives a variety, that type of thing. I'm telling it out of my experience also. Even in ISKCON, we have some teaching classes. We have Bhakti Shastra and read Bhagavad Gita. And they have a lesson plan. This date, this word, this has to be covered. It's there. So, but when it comes to me, they would not ask. Because they know I will do according to my wish. Then I told once, when I was questioned why you are not following the lesson plan, the syllabus, you have to complete the syllabus within this date, now you're lagging, you are still in the 2nd chapter, according to ours you should supposed to be in the 8th chapter now. Then I give an example. I don't even build a building. How much time it takes to build the foundation? Naturally, it is not the same. It takes more time. Then the first floor will take lesser time, and other floors will take far lesser time. So you cannot have a mechanistic our idea about consciousness. It is more consciousness. The first 1 month, 2 months, everything goes low. Once you have the rapport, you know the child, you know the teacher. The last chapters, they go very fast. And you take any textbook, the last chapters doesn't have much stuff. It is known. But still, no, you have to do this. One principal asked me, then if you're asking me not to have lesson plans, I told him, you put a CC camera in every school, every class. Naturally, you'll come to know what the teacher is doing. Why are these crazy things? When you were taught, you never had. Still you passed the 10th standard. Still you passed the college. And the teachers were happy. At least they had time to gossip in their class, in their staff room. Now, they have become robots because of this. And they don't have time to even in their school. When they come home, they don't have time to their children, students. And yet they are not. They have to take care of their life also, quality life. So, what I do? If you give pressure to the student, the teacher will put the pressure to the students. Student will put the pressure on parents and come back to you. So, okay, we stop here. I'm very happy that we have spent more time, but we have darshan. We can have lunch. We meet quite often.
No, I just want to add one comment here. That the earlier educators, earlier teachers were also so well groomed in all subjects. Like they have the knowledge of astronomy, they have the knowledge of metaphysics. They were very value based. Guru, it's a guru. That kind of reverence. To find in today's times, that is having that kind of understanding, that kind of knowledge.
Yeah. So sometimes when students ask me some questions, it's not that I know everything. I open the class, I say open the Google. You have your smart classrooms, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can just say, if somebody student asks, oh, why didn't you just find out on the Google, read it. You have the freedom. You have the freedom for them to teach anything. Anything on the Z. It's just learning process. Now technology has to be used.
Yeah.
So you have enough skills, technology coming out. But technology cannot give love, care, affection. The teacher has to just do that. Just be personal. That's all. And let the technology. There are some videos which you show to them, and then they will learn.
But at the same time, they need to display that trust also. There are few educators whom you can blindly trust. And then it comes with the experience and again with the number.
You have the CC camera.
That doesn't work, sir, at the time.
Happen. Always keep one thing in mind, administration. When you buy 100 apples, 10% will be rotten. And if you think they see the 10% and apply other 90 is also like that, they will also become. It is a technique of administration. You have to close your eye towards the 10%. If you want that 100% will be, it is not possible. Even your students, you see in your classroom, there will be 10 naughty boys. Let them do whatever they want. If you focus on them, others will also do. There will be always 10% girls who are very mischievous. You will leave them to their fate. Your rest you have to take care. The same way, there will be 10% teachers like that, they will be like that. You are happy to have 90% like that.
But still, whenever you appreciate and you inspire them, it really gives them improvement.
Okay. There will be 10%. In administration, keep it like that. There will be always 10% who will be like that only. Even in our ashram, even the devotees, even the kitchen, we are going there, we run an organization. take it for 10% on an average. If you get bothered by 10%, that 10%, you want to make a perfect word, it is not possible. Let them live their life. If you replace them with another, somehow the ecosystem is that 10% will be like that. Okay?
Thank you so much.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
This altar will close. So let us take darshan and then again we will be downstairs.
Prasadam is there. No. Take it.
And one more thing, to learn more from Maharaj, we have this journey of self-discovery course. We request each and every one of you, your foundation will become very strong. So we request each and every one of you to attend this course. We'll give you these pamphlets and Maharaj will be taking it. It is from 17th to 22nd, evening 7:30 to 9:30 in this Balaji Hall. And all of you, you can come with your family and every day there will be prasad also. Okay, so we now quickly run, now we have to run because 1 o'clock the altar will close.
Yeah.